Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Ha, Rekah Kodash, Muhammad. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone and the elders. Double honors to my elders as well, Aharwan, Banyash Allah, the Lions Den Camp, here in Jacksonville, Florida. And salutations to the fellow Akim, Atwafium, and children that believe in truth and sincerity. It's your brother Atanyala, back to you another lesson. And Yahara Tazah is edifying. And just a quick topic, all right, as I had went to an app that I have, it was a Paleo Hebrew keyboard to where you can actually, you had the Paleo Hebrew, the 22 characters, the whole nine, and you can implement it on the phone, on the text thread, but they completely took away the app. All right, as you can see, it says unable to install. The app is no longer available in the App Store. Okay. And it just brought me to a thought, you know, how the persecution is going to come. All right. And before persecution is going to come the discrediting of the men of the Lord. All right. The discrediting, the slander. All right. Because they can never get the true men of the Lord when it comes to the doctrine. All right. The truth. All right. So what they got to do, what the slander campaign, the discreditation. All right. And ultimately coming down with that persecution, man. All right. One of the scriptures I want to start off with is the book of Isaiah, chapter 29. Because all Israel is not of Israel, as the scriptures say. All right. You got these wayward camps that are pretty much helping Esau build his case. All right. With titles like this, debates like this. All right. And that's why they're highly viewed. You know, the WFIs. All right. Watchmen for Israel, so-called. The Sicaries. The police of it all. The men in purple. The Iuic. All right. The carnal men in black of the Isupk. All right. Now we believe that there'll be elect amongst those those groups in those sectors, but the elect is going to be purged out of those sectors, man, through the rebuking of how they go about teaching the truth. All right. And how they have damnable hearsays and wayward doctrines. All right. And ultimately they're not doing it correctly. All right. They have not entered into the straight gate. Before I get that Isaiah, bear with me. This is the book of John, chapter 10 and verse 1. Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that entereth not by the door into the sheepfold, but climbeth up some other way, the same is a thief and a robber. Right? And ultimately, if you climb up any other way, all right, not acknowledging the apostles, all right, their elders, all right, Abba Bib and so on and so forth, who to where we can possess this truth today, all right, and to where these individuals go about it and they go and set up their own way, all right, they're a robber and a thief, all right, because the Lord has set it up for us to be nourished, all right, and fed the proper provender to go out and teach correctly, man, to do this thing correctly, man. That's pretty much all we have to do is teach, all right, teach what's been taught, all right, and ultimately, and you know through the doctrine that certain men have been set up to teach certain things, all right, starting with the apostles, all right, and various other individuals, all right. But this is verse 2. But he that entereth in by the door is the shepherd of the sheep, right? So if you entered in by the door, you're a shepherd of the sheep. You don't have nothing to worry about, all right? Especially when the Lord is dealing with you, because he's dealing with us all on different levels. To him that the porter openeth, and the sheep heareth his voice, and he calleth his own sheep by name and leadeth them out, right? And ultimately, you'll get a following, all right? And it's not about a big following like these numbers that these individuals have. Thousands of views, man. And it's all on what? Debates, strife, catching you by the eye, catching you with guile, all right? Because that's what they're going to be found with, guile, all right? Ashkenazi debate, famous Israelite, all right, which we don't consider ourselves black, all right? That's a social construct, meaning void, wicked, dark, without light, all right, that they try to put on the Israelites, the Hebrew Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and those of the speckled bird, all right, who believe in truth and sincerity. So this is nothing but a smokescreen and ultimately helping Esau build his case to come with that persecution against Sicarii, those zealots, those carnal men who are going to go in their own way, who are going to go into Masada, who are going to go and do their own thing with their own mind, all right, their own carnal mind. They're going to go off their own vain opinion, all right, not through the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. All right, so what that discredit, that persecution is ultimately coming. All right, you can see it coming down the pipe. All right, so what him who do not enter into the straight gate, all right, you're a robber and a thief. Okay, this individual on the left, the guerrilla Hebrew, he started off in GMS, just like the IUIC individual, Bishop Nathaniel, the ex NYPD detective. He started off under the apostles, but they went astray and they started their own thing. All right. Okay. So they're really not the true affiliate camps. All right. The affiliate camps are those who are doing this in truth and in sincerity. All right. And are about the adding the righteous fruit of the Lord, not just any fruit. All right. For numbers, or for money, for lucre's sake. It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 29, and I'll start at verse 17. Blessings after discipline, right? After chastisement, after taking your persecution time and time over again, you ultimately going to be filled with blessings. All right. Because if this thing was of men, it will come to naught. All right. But that's not so, man. All right. This truth being taught in truth and sincerity is not of men. So the Lord is going to allow it to continue on because it's pure. Okay. And we go into that purity, that pure water, that pure river. And this is Isaiah 29 and 17. Is it not yet a very little while, and Lebanon shall be turned into a fruitful field, and the fruitful field shall be esteemed as a forest? Right. And in that day shall the deaf hear the words of the book, and the eyes of the blind shall see out of obscurity and out of darkness. Right. So those who don't adhere, they're going to see out of what? Darkness. They're going to see out of calamity. They're going to be confounded in that day. All right. But those who are deaf, they're going to hear the words of this book. All right. Nobody's going to have the excuse to where they didn't have no chance at salvation, man, because salvation is out here. All right. For the people who need salvation, which is the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man, the Israelites of the Holy Bible, man, and those are the speckled bird who may look like the nations, but bear the same spirit as such. All right, salvation is for them, but 2/3 of our people are asleep to what's being presented to them. All right. So yes, Lebanon shall be turned into a fruitful field, and a fruitful field shall be esteemed as a forest. This verse 19, the meek shall increase their joy in the Lord, and the poor among men shall rejoice in the Holy One of Israel. Right, because we took that persecution. We love not our lives. All right, we stood for the truth. We stood boldly for the truth. All right, we studied to show ourselves approved. We rightly divide the word of truth, man, and ultimately increased in the knowledge and wisdom of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, ultimately to give it to others, man. As we freely received, we freely give, to help build others up, because it's all about sealing the elect, right? Revelation 7, so the destruction shall come. And we right here. So let the seals be loose, you know, for the Lord to ultimately put the stamp on it, man. Tired of this place. All right. It's about the truth at the end of the day. Not who you like and who you don't like. All right. Who you subscribe to and who you don't subscribe to. Who got the big followings. All right. It's about who's bearing the truth, man. I want to jump from Isaiah 29 to Revelation chapter 22 and verse 1. And he showed me a pure river of water of life, clear as crystal, proceeding out of the throne of Yahweh and of the Lamb, Yahweh Shai, right? And in the midst of the street of it, and of either side of the river, was there the tree of life, which bear 12 manner of fruits, right? Which ultimately represent the 12 tribes of Israel, all right? Which is what this water, this truth, all right? The cleansing of this water, the washing of this pure water that's gonna wash the wickedness off of our people, all right? As it's for our people, man. It's for those 12 manner of fruits, man. It's for the Israelites, none else. And yielded her fruit every month, and the leaves of the tree were of the healing of the nations, man. It's for the healing of the nations, man, to bring salvation to the nation of Israel, those who want it ultimately. Verse 3, and there shall be no more curse, but the throne of Yahweh and of the Lamb shall be in it, and his servants shall serve him. And they shall see his face, and his name shall be in their foreheads, man. And that's what we possess, man. That's what we declare. All right, Yahweh, Yahweh Shai. All right, and it's going to become a new name when we're glorified with Yahweh Shai, as he's going to be glorified in that day. All right, when all these kingdoms are subdued up under his feet, man. We're going to begin to glory with him. All right. That's when that name's going to be what? Renewed. Okay. So again, it's about that pure river, the truth. All right. In its purest form. Not our own vain opinion. This is back in Isaiah 29 and 20. For the terrible one is brought to naught, and the scorner is consumed, and all that watch for iniquity are cut off. Right, just waiting for a man to go off, or trying to push a man to wrath. The scriptures speak on how fathers not to push your children to wrath, man. That's in the spirit of truth as well. All right. You know, so what is a Johnny come lately? The Lord may be dealing with him. So tread lightly. The scriptures say, woe to them who bring those offenses, man. It's better for you to wrap a millstone around your neck. All right. Basically commit suicide if you offend these little ones. So we have to tread lightly as we entertain angels unawares, man. You know, the Lord is dealing with different individuals on different levels, man. Start from the apostles on down and the various elders. And that's why we have camps set up today. We have pure rivers set up today for the people to come and drink, to come and eat, the proper provender, to be able to be saved. This is verse 20 from the top again. For the terrible one is brought to naught, and the scorner is consumed, and all that watch for iniquity are cut off, that make a man an offender for a word, and lay a snare for him that reproveth in the gate, and turn aside the just for a thing of naught. Right. You know, they make a man an offender for the word. Again, that persecution is going to come. All right. That discreditation ultimately comes first. And that's what we see being done. All right. The taking away of the apps. All right. Trying to make it seem as if the Paleo Hebrew don't exist. All right. Like we don't have a leg to stand on. All right. We got more than a leg to stand on. We got we got a pillar. All right. We got a rock of refuge. And it's going to be a rock of offense to those who disobey, for those who don't want to hear, don't want to have a opening ear, an attentive ear to the truth, to the purest truth in its purest form, man. That clear as crystal. All right. Water of life that channels like a conduit ultimately to the elect. Because that's ultimately who's gonna get it. Nobody's gonna get it. Again, many are called, but few are chosen, man. So yeah, 21,000 views, and a majority of those people are not gonna be saved. All right, and ultimately titles like this are enticing, but it's gonna get the truth ill spoken of. Why? Because they're setting up laws against the 40 fakers. So why continue to use titles and things like this? Because they're here to help aid that persecution. Again, the spirit of the prophets is subject to the prophets, just as 2/3 are going to be subject to 2/3. The Sicarii of the old is going to be subject to the Sicarii today. Zealots, disobedient. This is 2 Peter chapter 2, and I'll start at verse 2. And many shall follow their pernicious ways. I start at verse 1. In 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 1. But there were false prophets also among the people, right? Even as there shall be false teachers among you, who privily shall bring in damnable hearsays, right? Damnable hearsays, false doctrines. All right. Remember the Iuic going into the 4 faces of the angels. All right. Oh yeah, they got 4 faces, like just breaking it down like a Christian, not understanding that is going into their 4 duties. All right. Things like that. All right. That is a damnable hearsay. That's going to lead a people astray. All right. Or Wisdom of Solomon talking about I am black but comely. Oh, he said he's black, just being basic and simple when it's in a poetic form on speaking on that comely and delicate woman, Israel, and how she's black but comely, how she's impoverished. She's in a lower state. She's in captivity, but she's rich, pertaining to what? Revelations 2 and 9, Revelations 3 and 9, because we hold what? The promises. And it's ironic that what Revelations 2 and 9, 3 and 9 is written to 2/3 of our people who say they are Jews but are not. All right. But we use it for what? The 40 fakers. But it's noted to what? The Israelites, who all Israel is not of Israel. All right. Being the point. OK, so again, this truth is going to be evil spoken of for those from those who have what? Damnable hearsays. Even denying the Lord that brought them and bringing upon themselves swift destruction. Right. They deny the Lord that brought them by setting up these persona non gratas, giving themselves names like guerrilla Hebrews and high priest this and all that. All right. When you have a particular individual not even doing that, he's just teaching the truth. All right. But it's something that's being put in more of a perspective, in depth. And you hate it. All right. That's a personal issue. This verse 2, and many shall follow their pernicious ways, by reason of whom the way of truth shall be evil spoken of, and through covetousness shall they with fringe words make merchandise of you. And that's what they do. All right. $500 a month on counsels. They charge you for the word, for teaching you the truth, different breakdowns. All right. That they don't even break down correctly. Again, making misuse of the people, robbing the people. And 2/3 of our people just continue to dab that untempered mortar. It's spoken of in Ezekiel chapter 13. That doctrine that's not going to stick. Because when all hell break loose, these the individuals that's not going to have any covering, any cloak. It's funny. I saw this dude had a shirt said clocaine. Crazy. Making merchandise of the Lord. All right. And it's really vain because he's mixing it with a worldly gang type gangsterism. It don't mix. Water and oil don't mix, just like wickedness and righteousness. And this 2 Peter 2 and 3 from the top again. And through covetousness shall they with fringe words make merchandise of you, whose judgment now of a long time lingereth not, and their damnation slumbereth not. Right, we at the end. For if Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua spare not the angels that sin, but cast them down to hell, right? This low decree in captivity, and delivered them into chains of darkness, right? These fleshly bodies, to where we go off, be looking for the new heaven and the new earth, the new covenant, right? Which dwelleth righteousness, to never go off again. New bodies, the new covenant, right? To be served unto judgment, man, unto that judgment day. So what we have in mercy right now is us to make amends with Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Psalms 2:11, before with the hopes that he deliver us. All right. But what you got, Esau and these 2/3 Israelites, all right, lest they repent, trying to scare our people astray. They're trying to scare them straight from the Lord. All right, where the Lord is for their welfare. Long as you do well, right? You'll have nothing to fear but hope in his mercy and his salvation, being we've been given his grace period. All right. This is the book of Amos, chapter 5. We was in this chapter this week at camp, in verse 14. Seek good, not evil, that ye may live, right? That's what our people have to do. All right. Not get caught up into the debates, the sideshow, the entertainment of the Israelite thing, but really take this thing seriously and dot your I's and cross your T's and evaluate these camps, evaluate these individuals, man, and ultimately subscribe to the 100% truth. The apostles of Great Millstone on down in the camps like ourselves, the Lion's Den of Yasha Allah, right? The true affiliates. So it says what? Seek good and not evil, that ye may live. And so the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, the God of hosts, right, the God of armies, shall be with you as ye have spoken, right? Because the cries of us have entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabbath oath. All right, meaning armies. All right, the Isupk General Yohana, the top guy of that damn infrastructure, broke that down wrong years ago as well. All right. Talking about the Lord of Sabbaths, Sabbath oaths, meaning armies, troops. Verse 15, hate the evil and love the good, and establish judgment in the gate. It may be that the Lord Yahweh of hosts will be gracious unto the remnant of Joseph, right? The northern kingdom and the southern kingdom, man, in the house of Judah, right? Because we're in the times where what we here in the land of the neck of our enemies, where the great gathering shall be. So what? We have to return, repent, and hope on the Lord's mercy and his grace, right? Because and that's why we declare judgment in the gate. The scriptures speak on, rebuke them sharply so they can be sound in the faith. It's not a hate thing. It's not a slander campaign. It's about the truth. All right. Anything other than that is confusion, man. And confusion is of the devil. It's of the deceiver. It's of the diablos. It's of Esau. This is Ezekiel chapter 28 and verse 3. Behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. There is no secret that they can hide from thee. And Esau's smart, man. He know how to, set up his laws, right? That's Psalms 94:20. He showeth mischief by law. He put these things into place. So he's gonna put forth that persecution, man. Wait till this damn devil get in office. If he get in office. All right. Even if he don't get in office, all hell break loose. But if they put him in office, man, hey, the clock is ticking, man. Either way. All right. So what? Esau, he know how to set up. He's wiser than Daniel, man. That's why he was able to rape, rob, and murder throughout the four corners of the earth, man. Through his blessing. All right. Verse 4, with thy wisdom and with thy understanding, thou hast gotten thee riches and hast gotten gold and silver into thy treasures, right? But thy great wisdom and by thy traffic hast thou increased thy riches, and thine heart is lifted up because of thy riches, right? Therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, because thou hast set thine heart as the heart of God, right? After 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 7, he sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself as God. Roughly paraphrasing. Let's get it real quick. So I get that mixed up with Habakkuk sometimes. The 2 Thessalonians, you know. He played God, man. You know. He go try to dictate what we can speak about and what we can't speak about in a minute. This 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 3, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. Right, speaking on Esau, Edom. And this is the time of 70 AD is speaking on, but we're in those same times, similar times today. All right. Just talking about that at camp, man, the Jewish Roman wars. All right. It's from 66 AD to 73 AD approximately. And in the midst was what? The falling away, the 70 AD, right? The persecution. Esau coming down with great wrath. And he go use 2/3 to do it. The 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 4, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, right? Or that is worship, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. Didn't the 40 fakers write to the mayor or one of the Rothschilds calling him Lord? They think they gods. So yeah, they're setting up laws and statutes and decrees to where you can't speak on them. But then you got individuals like this who they claim to be upfront and bold, but when that persecution come, we'll see who the men of the Lord at the end of the day. 2 Ezra chapter 16, verse 70, approximately, roughly paraphrasing. All right, where they're gonna be spared. They're gonna be Let's get it. This is 2 Ezra chapter 16 and verse 70. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord, right? The true believers that fear the Lord. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, right? Then you go know who the Lord's chosen, all right? Who go be gold in that day, or who go just be some unprecious metal, some tin, aluminum, fool's gold, so on and so forth, all right? Reprobate silver, men shall call them, the scriptures say. So what? Esau, he sit up in the temple as God. He playing himself as God. So what? He's dictating. He's go come down with that great wrath, man. So Jake, they're not being circumspect. Why? Because they have not entered into the straight gate. They don't have the true understanding of how to go about this thing correctly. They're going about it their own way and off their own vain opinion, and they're gonna lead a lot of Jakes astray. So don't subscribe to these Israelites. Don't really pay them too much mind or attention. They're for entertainment. They're to catch your attention and ultimately to reel you in to dig deeper and find the ultimate truth, the 100% truth. This 1 Peter chapter 4 and verse 16. All right. Because when that persecution come, it's 1 Peter 4 and 16. Yet if any man suffer as a Christian, right? And this is one of the very few, if the only time Christian is in the scriptures. And it was used as a derogatory term of those who was truly following the Messiah. All right. So modern day Christianity today is not Christianity, so to speak. All right. They're not real Christians at all. The true followers of the Messiahs are those who worship in spirit and in truth. All right. Like the camps like ourselves. Yet if any man suffer as a Christian, let him not be ashamed, but let him glorify Yahweh on this behalf. For the time has come that judgment must begin at the house of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. And if it first begin at us, what shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua? Right, that's why we should fear. You know, it ain't about being somebody on this side. We hoping to get in so we can be somebody in the kingdom. We can be one of those that was written in history to help usher in Yahweh Shai, man, 144,000, man, a part of the government, right? 12,000 from each tribe. That's the ultimate goal, to sit at the table. So if judgment go begin at the Lord's house first, we got to know how to go about this thing, what to do. All right, how to rightly divide the word of truth. All right, who's who? What the scriptures say. All right, line it up what the scriptures say. These individuals not doing what the scriptures say. To teach with hats, all this. Verse 18, and if the righteous scarcely be saved, where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear? Right, the righteous go scarcely be saved. But you're listening to individuals, they'll talk as if they know they got a ticket in. Wherefore let them that suffer according the will of Yahweh commit the keeping of their souls to him in well-doing, as unto a faithful creator, right? You know, so the focus is just the truth. No matter what happens to the flesh, you know, the Lord ain't no man to lie, man. You stay true to him, all right, and his doctrine, all right, rightly divide the word of truth. He's going to continue to increase you. It's limitless. And he's gonna add more and more fruit unto you. All right. Again, we're along with this persecution that's gonna come an influx of believers. The work ain't done yet. This is Philippians chapter 3 and verse 13. It's Paul writing. Brethren, I count not myself to have apprehended, but this one thing I do, forgetting those things which are behind, right, which are behind, the old way, the old man, all right, keeping that on the back burner, all right, the things even we've been through, all right, that got us to this point, that built character, the persecution, the affliction, all right, because what, we just got to take your persecution out. And reaching forth unto those things which are before, right? I press toward the mark for the prize of the high calling of Yahweh and Yahweh Shah Mashiach. That's the goal. Let us therefore, as many as be perfect, be thus minded. Right, mark the perfect man. And if in anything ye be otherwise minded, Yahweh shall reveal even this unto you. Right. Nevertheless, whereto we have already attained, let us walk by the same rule. Let us mind the same thing, man. You want to keep it, all right? Being that we obtain, you want to keep it, you know? It's verse 17. Brethren, be followers together of me and mark them which walk so, as ye have us for an ensample, right? You want to be examples and true examples in this truth. And these individuals are not examples, all right? Again, they having differences over doctrinal differences because why? They have damnable hearsays. They never was in agreement to begin with. It was all for entertainment, to rap, to make money, to make merchandise of the people. Verse 18, for many walk, of whom I have told you often, and now tell you even weeping, that they are the enemies of the cross of Yahweh Shah Mashiach, man. Even though they walking, man, they enemies. All right. They do it for unjust cause. They do it for a person. They do it for some type of personal agenda, some type of gain. Whose end is destruction, whose Yahweh is their belly, and whose glory is in their shame, who mind earthly things. For our conversation is in heaven. For right, they mind earthly things. That's why they teach with hats and shit, right? It ain't about the doctrine, man. All right, being the point. Again, the scriptures speak on, it's not a slander campaign, but the scriptures speak on rebuke them sharply so they can be sound in the faith, man. All Israel is not of Israel. All right, so what our conversation should be in heaven, man. What spiritual, lining the spiritual things with spiritual. Verse 20, for our conversation is in heaven, from whence also we look for the Savior, the Lord, Yahweh Shah Mashiach, who shall change our vile body, that it may be fashioned like unto his glorious body. Man, we shall be as he is, man. That's when it's going to be, what, a new name, right? We go glory with him, according to the working whereby he is able even to subdue all things unto himself, man, right? After he subdue all these kingdoms under his feet, man. And first thing first, we gotta learn of him, kiss the son, lest he be angry, all right? And try to build ourselves up in the knowledge and wisdom of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, so we can withstand the evil day and we can even make it to see his coming. All right. Happy shall ye be to see the reward of the wicked. It's the book of Luke, chapter 12 and verse 32. Fear not, little flock, for it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. Sell that ye have, and give alms. Provide yourselves bags which wax not old, a treasure in the heavens that faileth not, where no thief approacheth, neither moth corrupt. Right? You want to build that spiritual bank account. All right, and don't build it fraudulently. All right, the Lord go see that too. You know, you might think you making deposits and spiritual deposits, but you're doing it by fraud, like these individuals, these wayward camps. All right, to where that bank account is going to be seized, right? That spiritual bank account will be seized and put on a hold. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also, right? Because your treasure, right? They minded the earthly things, all right? So you want to strive unto the truth, unto death, and the Lord shall fight for thee, man. The ultimate truth. You know, that's the only way you're going to be defended. All right. So these individuals are go help that persecution, man. Again, they even took the damn app away, man. The Paleo keyboard app away. That's neither here nor there, but Shalom Hodad DTA until the next one, man. That persecution go come. But of course, they go bring that discreditation. They go try to. But we go stand on all 10s through the spirit of truth and what the Lord gave us, man. The wisdom, knowledge, and the understanding, man. And ultimately increase in it. All right. Freely receive, freely give. All right. With the hopes of sealing the elect. All right. And saving our doorway and ourselves. You know, Yahweh Ratazah. Shalom Habadah DTA until the next one. Pay them individuals no